Hello, Christine, and we're going to do some Pilates today. So if you'd like, we can have a towel or a band, something to help out with your half roll down in the beginning of class. You can also use your hands behind your knees for extra support if you do not have a towel or TheraBand at home. So we're going to start out with some breathing to get us centered. And we're going to place the towel underneath your legs here. Legs are about hip width apart and bent. And we're going to use your hands behind your knees to help create some extra length in your spine. So we'll start out with your inhaling through the nose and exhale deep and to create length. Okay, continue to take a couple of deep breaths here, focusing on the length and then using your hands to create that extra space in between each one of your vertebrae. So we'll take one more deep breath. And now you're going to take your towel or your bands and place it underneath your knees. And you can use this for extra support as we roll down, or you can have your hands placed underneath your knees. So we're going to take an inhale for length, and then an exhale, tuck the tail under and round the spine. Inhale, rolling forward, and exhale, lengthen up. Inhale for length, and exhale, tuck the tailbone, open up through the lumbar spine, and then rolling forwards and creating length. Do that 3 more times. Just working here to open up the back and warming up your low abs. And making sure your shoulders stay down. Last one here. Now you're going to roll down a little bit further to place the whole pelvis on the mat. Rolling forward and lengthening it up. Inhale for length and exhale. Tuck the tail as you roll down, hollowing out the abdominals, finding your pelvis and low back on the mat. Deep into curl forwards and lengthening it back up. Do that one more time. This time we're going to roll down and stay. I'm going to hold it here, taking 2 deep breaths. And if you can, unweight your hands just a bit to activate your abs a little bit more. And then use your hands if you need to roll forwards and lengthen up. Do that one more time. Lengthening up. And then tuck the tail to roll down. 2 deep breaths. And then rolling forward and lengthening up. Now we're going to add on some rotation. So rolling down, finding that same position so the lumbar is on the mat. And if you've got your band or towel, kind of release your hands a little bit on here. Now you're going to slightly rotate the body to the side and then come back to center. And then rotate and center. Inhale, exhale, twist. And then one more time. Come back to center, rolling it up and lengthening up. We'll do it one more time, starting to the opposite direction. We rotate to the right and come back to center. And we're working to keep the hips and the legs still the whole time. And then we'll roll forward and lengthen all the way up. Okay, so now we're going to head on to spine stretch forward. So you can either towel or band, or you can place it off to the side. It's not necessary. But if you'd like to have some more connection through your arms and shoulder, you can keep your towel. So legs are about hip width apart or slightly wider. Got a nice long spine. Can pull your towel taut. Take a full breath, initiating from the head to roll forward, rounding over your beach ball. And then stacking up the spine one vertebrae at a time to sit nice and tall. Inhale and exhale, rounding forward. Thinking about reaching your arms away from you as the shoulders slide down the back, and then stacking the vertebrae, and the head is the last thing to come up. And then you're lifting your abdominals to create that engagement through the abs, and then stretching up the back in each direction. One more of that. Good. And you can place your towel off to the side. So we're going to head down onto your back. You can either roll down if you've got that control, or just carefully bring yourself down onto your back. So I'm going to go ahead and roll all the way down with control. So you're onto your back. So we're going to bring your legs about hip width apart or sit bones width apart. And we're going to start with our pelvic press. So you're going to tuck the tail under, hollowing out the abdominals, and rolling the hips up, creating that length, reaching the knees towards your toes. And as you roll down one vertebrae at a time, continue to find that length. And this is where our hamstrings will often talk to us. Taking 2 breaths to roll it up. And then slowly rolling down. Two more. And the abs are staying nice and hollowed here, so you can feel the support of your spine. And then last one. Good. So now we're going to add on with a little rotation of the hips in a single leg press. Okay, so we're going to extend out one leg. Your other leg is still bent. And you're going to imagine that you've got a bowl with your hips, and you're going to tilt that bowl. So you're going to ground through your bent leg's heel, press through that heel as you rotate your hips to tip your bowl and open it up. And then you take a breath to lengthen as you come back down. So full breath to bring it up. You should feel a nice stretch along this side and an opening of the hips. And lengthening as you roll down. And one more. Good. Now we're going to change. So bending one leg and reaching the other leg long. We press down with the heel, reaching the knee towards the ceiling as we twist the back. And your shoulders should stay stable here. Feeling a good stretch through your lumbar spine. A nice opening of the hips. And last one. Good. And then coming back to center, we're going to do one more pelvic press to even out the hips. So always want to try to aim for nice even hips. So now we're going to head into your hundreds, everyone's favorite Pilates exercise. Today we're going to do the hundreds with a 2-count percussive breath. And we're gonna go in mostly in tabletop. And you've got the option to move your legs to 45 degrees if you choose. Okay, so we're gonna bring one leg up to tabletop, and then the other. We'll find the legs together, arms come up, and take your full breath to curl. We pump the arms. So you can either keep your legs in tabletop, or you can straighten them up towards the ceiling. For today, I'm going to keep them at tabletop. Okay, now for our last set of 5, we're going to straighten the legs to your kind of 45-degree angle, where you can feel a little bit more work for your abs here. Good, and then bring it all the way down. Hug your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Nice back opener. A little rest for your abs. Okay, now we're going to head into your single leg stretch. So you're going to curl the head and chest up, hugging your right knee into your chest. And we're going to have the opposite hand at the ankle. So we're going to take a breath to change legs. Working to keep our chest lifted and also pulling the knee into the hip to work the hip flexion. Okay, we're going to do one more set, and then we're going to hug the knees in. You can take a quick break if you need to. If not, we're going to extend the legs and arms out, circle the arms around, and hug your knees in. Inhale to reach it out, and exhale to hug. Inhale to stretch, and exhale to hug. Breathing. Find the nice even flow. And the legs are nice and tight. And one more. And curl a little higher, and then roll it all the way down. Okay, so we're going to head up and over to your side for side kicks. So with this one, you can have your head down, or you can bring yourself up. So if you're going to be in a lifted position, you want to make sure that the abs are lifted here and your shoulder is lifted also, and you're not slumped here and relaxed, okay? So I'm going to come down for today. Hips are stacked, and we're going to bring our legs slightly forward. And your top arm can be in front of you for extra support. We're going to lift this top leg up and then lower down. Inhale to lift it up and exhale to lower. What I like to think about is trying to reach my top leg longer than my bottom leg. Okay, we're going to finish our last one. And then we're going to come up to hold. We're going to draw little circles here. So our leg is still parallel. And when we circle, we're trying to keep the hips even and still. And then reverse your little circles. Okay. And take a quick rest if you need it. We're going to bring the leg back up. We're going to kick forward. So we're going to kick the leg forward and then reach it back behind you. Get the hip opener. Kicking forward and then reaching it back. Inhale forward and exhale back. And we'll do one more here. And come back to center. Return your top leg out. So we're going to feel that rotation happen in the hip socket. And we're going to lift the leg up and lower down. Lifting up and lowering down. So we're still working our stable hips. So if you're going to place your hands there to help you out, that is fine. Making sure you don't come up all the way and then drop that hip. Okay, we'll do one more. I'm going to add into your larger circles. So we'll come back to parallel. You're going to kick forward, turn the leg out as you circle it around, come through the back, and then to center. Coming forward, turning out as you circle, and then around. Two more in this direction. And reverse it, coming back in parallel. Turn the leg out to the left. And we're working for the stable hips. Good, and then we'll finish through center here. So you're going to find your legs in line with your body, and we're going to work to try to lift both legs up and lower down. Lift and lower. Coming up and down. And we're staying lifted through the center still. Two more. Last one to lift up and hold. Keep your top leg lifted. Now bottom leg lifts and lower. Lift and lower. So feeling your inner thighs working with your bottom leg and those outer thighs working to stabilize your top leg. And you can still have your hand up front if you'd like. Good. Okay, so now we're going to lift the leg up. Keep the legs lifted as you turn over onto your stomach. So coming into swan, we're going to find your legs slightly wider than your hips, and hands are by your shoulders, head is down. We're going to take a full breath, start to reach the spine up and out, and then lengthen to lower down. Do two more of these. Feeling your back working to pull yourself up, but not so much where you feel it hurting or crunching in your spine. This time we'll come up to hold and breathe. Last breath. And then lower it down. Good. So now you can flip over onto the other side. And I am going to flip over this direction so you can still see me. Okay, so come onto your side, either up on your elbows or down onto the mat. I'm going to find the legs slightly in front of the hips. And the hips are engaged and lengthened here. You're going to lift your top leg up and lower down. Lift and lower. Lift, lower. Okay, so now we're going to find your top leg up to hold, and we're going to kick forwards and reaching it back. So again, you're working to keep the hips still, and you're imagining that your leg is like a paintbrush, and you're making these nice, big, beautiful sweeps across the page. We're going to do two more. Last one. And then come to center. So we're going to turn your top leg up, feel those rotators working, and then we lift the leg up and down. And remembering this is just a small movement. We're still working to keep the hips even and level, so you can really feel those rotators working to lift your leg. do one more, and we'll come back to center. So now we're going to go into your large leg circle. So we'll come forward and parallel, turn the leg out to lift, circle behind, and come to center. Forward, turning out to lift and circle it around. We're going to do one more in this direction, and then reverse your circles. Back, turn it out, round and up. Sometimes one leg is easier to turn out than the other, and for me, my left one I struggle with my turnout, so this one's a little harder for me. And last one, and around. Good. Okay, so we're going to bring the legs back in line with the rest of the body, and we're going to lift both legs up and lower down. Lift and lower. Coming up, down. We'll do two more, and then lift your top leg up to stay. So we lift to stay, top leg stays lifted, bottom leg lowers, and top to lift. Down and up, down and up. Two more. Feel the bottom leg work, and that left leg's working extra hard to just hold space. Good, and come all the way down, pound it out if you need to. Okay, so we're going to roll out to sitting, and we're going to go ahead into saw. So we're going to find your legs a little wider. If you're on the floor, you can go even wider, but I'm on the tower platform right now, so I don't have that extra width that you guys might have, nor do I have the wall space, so I'm going to do my best. So we're going to find our spines nice and tall. Arms are out to the side. We're going to rotate to the right and then rotate to your left. Good. I'm just going to bend my arms for right now. Working on the rotation of the spine. And hopefully each rotation you can go a little bit further. Okay, this time we're going to rotate over to your left, or one direction. Reach your arms out, and then reach the opposite hand to the foot. We're going to take 3 reaches, then come up, center, and then around to the other side. And reach 1, 2, 3. Lengthen up, and through center, and reach 1, 2, 3. And hopefully the more we do this, the further you can go. And my focus in the eyes is reaching to the hands behind me. This time we're going to find your saw and hold it here. See if you can grab onto your hand, or onto your foot, and then reach over, looking past your shoulder, and then pull yourself down. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths here. And bring it up to vertical, and then over to the other side. Rotating, and then reaching down, grabbing onto your foot, and then take your 3 breaths to hold and stretch. Now your abdominals are still lifted up here. They're still active and working. And then bringing it up and to center. So we're going to head into mermaid. Today I'm going to do mermaid kneeling, but feel free if you don't want to be on your knees for any reason, then you can come down to a side sit position. Okay? So if you'd like to come up to the kneeling position, you'll be up on your knees. You're going to have one leg reaching out to the side. You can also do this on the floor of your house next to your couch if you want something to hold on to for stability. So this leg is nice and long, and this side is tall. Your arm's gonna come out to the side. You're gonna tip the body over, reaching, and then grabbing either onto your couch or table or onto the floor, and then giving yourself a nice big stretch. Good. Now arm comes out to the side. Use your obliques to pull yourself back up to vertical. We'll do that again. We're gonna shift the ribs, reaching out and over, finding a nice side stretch, and then lengthen to bring it up. Good. This time we're gonna add on, so we come over. We're gonna add a little rotation. So you're gonna rotate to twist. Feel that good stretch along the back. Coming back to your side, and then lengthen it up. Rotating it around. Finding back to your side bend, and lifting it up. And you can do this exact same motion with your legs in that mermaid or side sit position. And then bringing it all the way up. Okay, we're going to switch to the other side. And side bend, we reach, side bend over, working with just a couple of side bends first, and lengthen to bring it up. Okay, so this is our last basic one here, and then we're going to add on with the rotation. So you side bend over, arm lifts up, and we'll rotate over for that good stretch. Come back to your side, and then lifting it up. Reaching out, and over, and rotate to twist. Find the side bend, and lift. Last one. And bring it all the way up. Okay, so we're going to finish with our spine stretch forward that we began class with, just to reset the body. So the legs can be slightly wider than the hips, or they can be together. And of course, if this feels like a tight position for you, you can bend your legs slightly, but your main focus is finding that straight spine. So the arms come out in front. We imagine that wall behind your spine, bring the chin in towards your chest, rounding forward to get the good even stretch of the spine. Pulling abdominals back to then lengthen and lift it up. We're going to do 3 more of these. And you would imagine that your hands are resting on a tabletop, so they're staying parallel to the legs. And working to find flow and nice even movement through the body. And last one here. And you are done. Thank you for joining me today, and hopefully you're feeling a little bit better after some Pilates. Thank you. Bye.